Hi there, I'm Kelsey Hammond and I'm going to be talking about the history of solar panels and how they were developed. In 1876, photovoltaic energy, or PV energy for short, was first harnessed by William Gillis Adams and Richard Day, who was his student at the time. They were the ones who discovered that when selenium is exposed to light, it will create a small amount of electricity. In 1953, Calvin Fuller, Gerald Pearson, and Darrell Chapin discovered the silicon solar cell, which produces enough electricity to power small electrical devices. In 1956, the first solar cells were being sold commercially, but it wasn't available to everyone because of the high price of $300 for just 1-watt solar cell. But this was also the year that the first solar cells started showing up in toys and radios. In the early 1960s, the USA and Soviet space programs were using satellites that were powered by solar cells, and then in the late 1960s, solar power was the new standard for powering spacebound satellites. In the 1970s, solar cells became cheaper and the price was brought down to only $20 per watt. This was discovered by Exxon, and by the end of the 1970s, most offshore oil rigs were using solar cells to power the lights on top of the rigs. Specifically, in 1973, the University of Delaware was the first to construct a solar building, and they named it Solar One. This building ran on a hybrid supply of solar thermal power and solar PV power. Solar One is also the first instance of a building integrated with photovoltaics. In 1979, President Jimmy Carter had solar panels installed on the White House. But then, sadly, in 1981, President Ronald Reagan ordered them to be removed. And then, again, in 2010, during President Barack Obama's first term, he had solar panels reinstalled and then added a solar water heater too. Also in 1981, Paul MacCready built the Solar Challenger, which was the first aircraft to run on solar power. This aircraft flew across the English Channel from France to the United Kingdom. In 1998, the remote-controlled solar panel named Pathfinder had flown 80,000 feet in the air, breaking the previous record. But that record didn't stand very long because in 2001, NASA flew 96,000 feet in the air with their non-rocket aircraft. In 2016, Bertrand Piccard completed the first zero-emissions flight around the world with an aircraft called Solar Impulse II, which is the world's largest and most powerful solar-powered airplane today. Now, solar cells are spread across the world in a lot of different forms. They're in homes, railroad signs, aircraft, satellites, school, and many more. And we will continue to develop solar energy to make it more efficient and affordable.